Good afternoon, Aaliyah. I looked at your video and I can relate to the whole perspective of how stressful there is in the inner city neighborhoods and in certain environments where low socioeconomic status and numerous other things come into play, where that fear all the time you talked about is a cornerstone thing. The thing about the fear is that there's actually a direct link in the work that we've done with developmental psychology and psychology in general, for the pathologies that can be created. Basically, the reality is that stress is a huge indicator for all kinds of health issues, and I think that you had it exactly right whenever you said that people are just trying to survive. So in evolutionary perspectives, being under a lot of stress means that you have all of your systems on, trying to make sure that you aren't eaten by a bear, basically. But it could be all kinds of different things. It's not just the physical stress, because human beings' brains are so complicated. There's lots of other things that are triggers and that are warnings to us. So if we're in stress for too much and for too long, it literally wears away at us. It's one of the reasons why most presidents look much, much older than they should 4 years after they get into office, because the stress level is continuous and high. But in the environment you're talking about, it's particularly bad, and it makes it really hard to get out of the situation in the system, because you're just busy trying to survive. You're not trying to move up. You're not trying to solve the problems. And that happens in Bronfenbrenner's ecological system, which we covered as similar things to that. But there's the person, there's their immediate family, friends, and church, and so forth, and there's the communication between all those groups. And this neighborhood stuff is particularly pernicious, because everybody tends to be reinforcing each other in the negative affects and the negative approaches for dealing with stuff. It's the churches that have the greatest potential and power to fix stuff, because they're able to be there and be accepted, which is really important whenever you're trying to propose solutions. And in the end, understanding that if you're subsumed in a culture of survival, then the ability to think outside that circle and to project yourself into your future success, or your future world as you're molding it now, is very, very limited. I think for some people, it doesn't even exist. All they're trying to do is survive. And those people tend to be the most violent and the most upset and the saddest situations. So, good points. I agree with them completely. It's useful to reach out to the churches in order to try to reach out to the parents, because it's the parents that direct the child's attitude towards the world. And if the churches can get parents, to be a couple, married to somebody who's not perfect, is much better than not having anybody at all, and you're helping you raise your kids. It's just that simple from a logistical point of view. From a religious point of view, it's much, much simpler. But our practical applications in psychology should be looked at to reach out to people that understand and follow the Bible in a way that they can relate to it proactively and actually choose the behaviors that are going to be better for their kids. And those are pretty much always behaviors that are actually better for themselves. Because if we're not serving our own kids, who are we serving? So, thank you very much. Hope you have a good day. Hope you do well. Thanks. Bye-bye.